Jai Hind everyone, I am Vishal Singh. In this video I will be speaking about screening test. Screening test, gentlemen, is conducted on first day of Services Selection Board, and in this video I have described screening test as first hurdle. And what I say is that it is first hurdle as well as it is an important hurdle, because gentlemen, in the screening test most of you, that is majority of you, sent out on the first day itself. So it is very crucial to crack screening test. So what is screening test? Screening test is conducted on the first day of Services Selection Board. It may be on the reporting date or on the next day if the reporting time is on afternoon, that is 2:30 p.m. And this screening test, gentlemen, it consists of mainly two parts, and that is officers intelligence rating test as well as picture perception and description test. Gentlemen, whatever I am explaining in this slide is for mainly for freshers who are just going first time to services selection board. So let us see further what is OIRT and how to go about it. That is, what is officers intelligence rating test and how to clear it. What is the procedure followed in the officer's intelligence rating test? Gentlemen, it consists of verbal and non-verbal reasoning questions. It's very easy, gentlemen. If you have reasoning skills, you can easily crack this test. So this test doesn't matter because most of the candidates who appear for a services selection board mostly know the logical reasoning as well as they have practiced some of the questions, so that this test doesn't make that much difference. But in this test you need to score more than 60% to be in safer zone. So what is officers intelligence rating test? So as I mentioned before, it consists of verbal and non-verbal reasoning questions. Time you'll be getting per question is around 30 seconds. So gentlemen, you need to be very fast as well as accurate. And there is no negative marking, gentlemen. So on the wrong responses, you'll be not getting any negative marking. So try to attend all the questions possible. So how to develop your rating? What is rating? Rating is decided on the 5 scale, like 1, 2, 3, or 4. If your officer's intelligence rating is 1, 2, or 3, you are in safe zone. And if your officer's intelligence rating test is 4, officer's intelligence rating is 4 or 5, then you're in danger zone. So, how to develop your rating? So, to develop your rating, that is to develop your reasoning skills, you have to try to solve some of the questions from R.S. Agrawal, Verbal and Non-Verbal Reasoning. This book, gentlemen, is a Bible of reasoning. You have so many questions on a particular topic like analogy, classification, cubes and dice, series completion, and so many, maybe verbal or non-verbal reasoning. So gentlemen, I'm not preferring you to solve everything. I'm asking you to solve some of them so that you can gain confidence to solve the questions easily in services selection board. So gentlemen, in the services selection board, mostly the questions will be easy because you are clearing examination before going to services selection board. Or if direct entry is there, it may or may not be. The questions may be different. So uh, according to me, it's very easy officer's intelligence rating. So better to be in safer zone, you need to practice a bit and expose your reasoning skills. That's it. So I mentioned about officer's intelligence rating before. So if you want, in order to be in safer zone, you need to score more than 50%. And so let us move further, gentlemen. Picture perception and description test. This test is mainly the deciding factor to get you screening in or to get you screen out on the first day itself. So what are the procedure followed in this test? So as the name itself suggests, that picture perception and description test. So you need to perceive picture and to describe whatever you perceive in that picture. So in this test, you are shown a hazy picture for 30 seconds, and hazy picture means, gentlemen, there will be some what white and black pictures shown that are not clear in a very big hall. So you'll be not uh, you'll not know, or you'll not make out whether the person in that picture is man, woman, or anything. So it depends on your perception, your point of view, your thinking skills, how to make your story from that picture. So let me say about the procedure of this test. So in the next 1 minute, you have to write the gender, the mood, and the age of the main character and number of characters what you have perceived. There will be box given in the A4 size paper, a small box. In that box, you need to mention all this. For this, you will be given around 1 minute, and before 1 minute, you'll be shown a picture for 30 seconds. So as I mentioned before, so then within 3.5 to 4 minutes, you have to write a story related to that picture, related to the main character, whatever you have perceived in that picture, whatever they have shown you. So what you need to describe is that what have led to that situation, whatever is happening in that picture at that time, and what may be your desirable outcome according to you. You can choose any name of any person as a hero of your story. Mainly, if you are a boy, you need to choose a main character as a boy or a man, and if you are woman or a girl, you need to choose your main character as woman or girl. In case if it is not shown, if it is perfectly shown, then it's okay to use male or female as your character. So this is sample image. You'll be getting this kind of image in the picture perception and description test. So, so gentlemen, how to write a story? So this is a very big question mark to so many of you, because gentlemen, time will be given very less, and at that time you don't know how to make a story on that picture if it's shown. If you are not ready with a certain theme, then it's very difficult to you to make a story at that time. So in this test, no story is right or wrong, gentlemen. So you no need to worry or no need to compare your story with the some other candidate. And so the only thing that matters is the content of the story and the level of in response. Your content should be logical to that picture, and should make some sense. Uh, it should be related to some social issue or anything, and your level of responses should be high. Uh, so this all matters a lot. So you have to make a story in such a way that your main character is able to show some of the officer like qualities through his action in the story. You don't need to describe the officer like qualities directly, like self like um what else, effective intelligence or group effectiveness, or like you don't need to describe that word directly. You need to mention how that main character has shown that quality in that picture. So avoid writing a negative story related to molesting girl, rape, murder. So it depicts your thinking skill, your negativity. So don't avoid writing these things. And if you're not able to complete your story, don't worry, gentlemen. You will be getting time to complete your story before while narrating your story. So after so let so let us move further to narration and discussion part. After writing your story, you'll get a tea break of 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, depends on the number of candidates appeared to that services selection board. So in this break, try to recall your story. Um, don't ask others candidates or fellow candidates about their story, how they have written, how they have performed in officers intelligence writing test, or me. Just be cool, be calm, and just think about the story what you have written, and what how can you narrate it in a better way, and how can you discuss in the group. So candidates are divided into small batches of 20. You have to narrate your story within 1 minute. Don't take more than 1 minute. And then after the last candidate finishes the narration, the discussion is started among the candidates. And around 5 minutes, maximum 5 minutes is given for discussion. So this is the narration and discussion part. So the main points to remember while narrating and discussing the story. So your bearing should be proper. So how to make your bearing proper? Your chest number should be tied properly and should be visible properly to the assessors. It shows your discipline, your neatness. And sit straight, keep your hands on the thigh, avoid using hand movements while discussing, and narrate the story confidently and scan through the eyes of the fellow candidates while narrating. Don't look at the assessor or look at some candidate which is your friend. Look at everyone while narrating the story, and you should be your voice level should be moderate. It should not be monotonous. Use the expressions while using the intonation in your voice. So listen to everyone carefully. It will help you while doing discussion. So points to remember while narrating again. As I mentioned, don't look at the assessors. Try to initiate the discussion and take part 3 to 4 times in the discussion. I know, gentlemen, it's very difficult that to in the repeater batch to initiate a discussion because everyone tries to initiate the discussion, and it's end up being a fish market. So many times there'll be a fish market while discussing. And try to find out the spot when the voice level is low. Don't just shout when everyone is shouting, because no one will be, and assessor will be not able to hear what is your point is. So try to find that spot. What is that spot when everyone is uh, like they will lower the voice for some seconds, then you start your point with a great effectiveness. And if you don't agree with any candidate, don't just directly say I don't agree with you. You need to just say I partially agree with you, then put your point. And if the assessor asks your group to choose a leader who can narrate the group consensus, don't just stand up and just say, I narrate the story and start narrating the story, because you're not respecting your group. You need to wait for 1 to 2 seconds. If otherwise, if no one is standing, and if your group is not suggesting anyone to arrive at a group consensus, you need to just lift your hand and ask your fellow mates or fellow candidates, shall I narrate a story? If they agree, then narrate your story. And you should narrate the common story, not your story. So, what advice can I give? Gentlemen, usually 10 to 30% of the number of candidates reported will be screening in. So, what I say, you need to be very patient and calm. When you are calm, you can think a lot, you can think effectively. And don't listen to the advice given by your fellow candidates, whether he may be recommended before or a conference out fellow. So be yourself, gentlemen. Don't worry about the results. Do your best and leave the rest. Jai Hind. See you in the next video. I'm Vishal Singh. Jai Hind and bye.